Honorable Shri Government of Nepal, Mr. Kanlal Pradhan, Executive Committee Member, South Chamber of Commerce and Industry, PM the House India visit, impact on bilateral trade, business and investment. This is the seminar which we organized today to review the Nepalese Prime Minister's visit to India. We have with us Honorable Minister Sri Romi Kulchan Thakaliji, who kindly accepted our invitation to become the chief guest from the government of Nepal, and he will be delivering the review marks on the country director and the general manager of Asian Bank Nepal.
Couple of points in this, that is the expectation for the future from industry perspective, and this, okay, allow me to digress for about 2 minutes. Just an understanding, given an equal choice, which city will be able, prefer to stay at work? Dubai or Singapore? Which one is better? Suppose I ask you this question. Have we ever asked ourselves that today why some countries are called highly developed or developed by Nobel laureate Dr. Amartya Sen, which speaks about the development of countries, and it is measured in 3 axes. Income. UNDP adopted this, and they call this Human Development Index of the country. Ranked 41 and Singapore is 11, so you have your answer. So, now the question of course we'll ask, how does it relevant to South Asia? But before that, let me just reiterate one small point. If you look at UNDP, they have further taken it forward and said that human development and human security, Nepal of course, and Bangladesh, which is relatively a smaller country than Nepal than China. Industrial growth rate of Nepal, which was controlled, infiltration of products across the border, which comes illegally, should be controlled. So you have to run faster than the others. And then, if we start doing things differently, our fate will be. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thanks. Actually, Nepal, India, this Prime Minister visit is very much sensitive because I'm watching for past many decades, right from Visa Prasadji to the second time of the present Prime Minister. There are many achievements, but many times we forget to count on achievement and we try to see the small mistakes, let's say, our expectations from one side to the side. Each and every time I see the Prime Minister visit is very, very successful, and in the same way, this time also very successful.
बड़ी sensitive गरेका छौँ। जस्तो मैले एक्जाम्पल दिन चाहन्छु, अब भारतमा त एफडीआई ल्याउने कुरामा प्रधानमन्त्रीले बोल्नु हो, अब त्यो मामलामा चाहिँ केही एफडीआई आउने सम्भावना देख्नु हो, प्रधानमन्त्रीले असाध्यै राम्रो वक्तव्य दिनुभयो, आफ्नो ऐन कानुन चेन्ज गर्दा भए पनि म लगानीकर्तालाई आह्वान गर्छु भनेर, तर हाम्रो मिडियाले त्यसलाई अझ पनि स्वीकार गर्न सकेन। म भन्छु समस्या भारतीय लगानीमा छैन, समस्या चिनिया लगानीमा छैन, समस्या हाम्रो ब्युरोक्रेटिक समस्यामा छ, हामी आफैमा छ, त्यो हामी बुझ्दैनौँ। तर एफडीआईले हामी एक किसिमको किन यसको हुन सकेन भनेर बढी कमेन्ट गर्ने गरेका छौँ। अब नेपाल इन्डियाको कुरा गर्दाखेरि मलाई के लाग्छ भने नेपालको प्रब्लम विथ एनर्जी एन्ड ट्रेड इम्ब्यालेन्स। अब इन्डियाको कुरा गर्ने भए इट्स ए फ्लड, ड्राई मन्थ्स एन्ड बिग पावर countries. I just give you one example, Panchiswar हामी कुरा गरेको 20 वर्ष भयो। अब प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी आउनु भएपछि अब हाम्रो नेपाल सरकार र भारत सरकारले चाहिँ यसलाई 6 महिनामा डिपिआर गर्नु भनेको करिब डिपिआर तयार भइसकेको अवस्था छ। 5000 मेगावाट यसको चाहिँ इन्स्टल क्यापेसिटी पुग्ने अवस्था छ। यो एउटा प्रोजेक्ट बन्न सक्यो भने मलाई लाग्छ भने आई थिंक नेपाल इन्डिया रिलेसन विल बी डिपेन्डेन्ट। Actually, right now, I prefer to call Nepal-India relation is not dependent. It's too much open, and we try to see our negative parts rather than seeing the positive parts. But Panchiswar can be one, let's say, garland, which will tie these two countries. And this project is so vital for India, and this project is so good for Nepal also. So I'm really hopeful in this visit. Panchiswarलाई तपाईको टाइमले अगाडि बढाउनु कुरा भएको छ। 20 वर्षमा नभएको कामहरु गएको 1 वर्षमा भएको छ। त्यसकारण चाहिँ यदि यही स्पिडमा जान सक्यो भने पञ्चेश्वर एउटा कडी बन्न सक्छ नेपाल इन्डिया रिलेसनको लागि चाहिँ साच्चै डिपेन्डेबल कडी। भारत नेपालमा डिपेन्ड गर्नुपर्ने, नेपाल भारतमा डिपेन्ड गर्ने कडी चाहिँ पञ्चेश्वर बन्न सक्छ।
Marks on behalf of the Nepal India Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Yes, he was also one of the member during the Prime Minister delegation to India. Please welcome Shaurya Sabirala to give his remarks.
Okay, what important things have been done to improve trade, investment, and also the acceleration of industries in Nepal. I think, as usual, when Prime Minister's visit do take place, especially with countries like India, it is quite important for Nepal that we develop a better relationship at the political level. I believe that with the visit of the Prime Minister Prachanda, the type of the linkage that Nepal should establish with Indian top-level leadership probably is now in a place where communication can take place. Prime Ministers from Nepal can communicate with the Prime Minister in India. And there have been some concerns also expressed in the joint communication. There had also been a lot of words which says that Prime Ministers had expressed satisfaction on the progress made so far. From a private sector perspective, I would prefer that what are the things which are being mentioned on time-bound execution level. These are very important for the private sector. So for me, I think the most important one, I believe, is the completion deadline of Birgun's integrated check post. It says that by December 2016, this check post will be operational. If that happens, I think it will be more beneficial for improved trade between India and Nepal, and also for improving trade of Nepal with third countries, the overseas market. There have been a lot of bottlenecks, as my colleague Gyanendra said, on the transmission lines for import and or export of electricity from Nepal. As of now, we are only importing. We need a robust, very good infrastructure between two countries for the import of electricity. That means we need transmission lines which are capable enough to handle large volume of electricity going to either country, either import to Nepal, or when we would have surplus in future, probably we can export that to Indian market. To do that, to happen that type of trade, to make that type of trade possible, we need transmission lines needs to be upgraded. So this is one of the most important things I realized will help Nepal's economy in future. And from Confederation of Nepalese Industries, we have been talking about for a couple of years now that the infrastructure in Nepal is one of the poorest in South Asia. Whether it is roadways, whether it is electrical transmission lines, whether it is any other type of infrastructure that is required, including industrial estates, connectivity to industries, providing water supply to industries, everything is one of the poorest. I see one of the secretaries from the Prime Minister's office, probably Nepal needs to do more on infrastructure. That is where the line of credit which my friend Shaurya was indicating. A lot for project management in Nepal. Let us do projects on time. Rather, we should try the completion of the projects in time, maybe 5 months before. Why we want to delay every project in this country? What is the reason?
Mr. Chair, then Honorable Minister for Commerce, Mr. Romi Gauchen, Excellency the Ambassador, Mr. Ranjit Ray, respected figures who are on the dais, media fellows, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start with some highlights before I really jump into the water. If we follow certain research data, this suggests there is contesting views whether bilateralism or multilateralism, they would be better way. Some people, they are in favor of multilateralism, some people are in the favor of bilateralism. Whereas if we look at the data of South Asia, and especially the data of India's trading relationship with its neighboring countries, it favors India has gained larger advantage, that is with the neighboring countries, and bilateralism, with the idea of, with the concept of bilateralism. Always been connoted or taken as the best example of the success of bilateralism. Why I am citing this data and this example is ultimately we have to work very closely together. When it comes to Nepal, obviously between Nepal and India, we have my sentence. This is what I have picked up from some beautiful articles. So as said, India needs strong neighbors. A weak region will be a liability in the long run. It has great importance, the sentence itself has. So we all are very much emotionally, sentimentally, very much together, Nepal side and India side.
Aren't we going, honey?
I'm not sure whether to go or not. Parties really do not excite me.
Don't worry. I have a solution for your problem. To understand the dispute and the local situation and to get involved in the friendly talks, now you can watch your own live TV channel.
Live TV? How is it possible here in abroad?
It's easy. You can watch your live TV channels on multi-screen. If you are interested in watching it through your computer, you can visit to worldondemand.tv, become a subscriber and watch live TV. To watch on your TV screen at home, you can buy a set-top box, connect this set-top box into your TV screen. All you need is a Wi-Fi or Ethernet line and a HDMI cable connected to the box and the TV screen. After that, just enjoy watching your live TV channels. That's not all. You can also watch it through your mobile phones or tablet.
Also through mobile phones?
Either you are an iPhone user or an Android user. You can download our mobile app World on Demand from both Apple Store and Google Store. You can easily access this app using your Facebook account and watch your favorite live TV.
Interesting app. I have downloaded. Now you all download it and enjoy watching live TV channels.
For free.
Could you please help guiding me for using this app?
Sure, give it to me. I'll guide you.
Now he will have his friendly talks with friends and parties will excite him. For more information, please contact
respected Secretary, Mantri Parishad, His Excellency Ambassador to Nepal from India, Ranjit Resa, Excellency President CNI, Vice President, President Nikkei, Gyanji, Country Director, Asian Paints, distinguished guests, media person, good afternoon. At the outset, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizer, particularly the Embassy of India, Kathmandu, and also AIDIA, for the opportunity given to me to speak a few words on this August gathering. As we all know, the recent visit of Right Honorable Prime Minister to India was some sort of goodwill visit. It was focused to strengthen and smoothen the relationship, bilateral relationship, particularly on the economic agendas. We all aware about the joint statement. It is quite clear that the current visit is more particularly relevant in terms of the bilateral trade, business, and investment promotion.
Secretary in the Prime Minister's office, other dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests. I want to set the context for the issues that we're discussing. When you talk about foreign relations, foreign policy, it's a continuum. It's a process. Relations are built, developed over a period of time. Every visit contributes in some way to strengthening relations. So I think that is the way that you should try to understand the implications of this visit. Point number one. Second point I want to say is, I've been here 3 years now. Between 2014 and 2016, do you know the extent of exchanges that we have had? We've had 2 visits of Prime Minister Modi. We have had 5 visits of Honorable External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. We have had 2 visits of Nepalese Prime Ministers to India. Can you imagine, in the course of 3 years? We've had the first Joint Commission meeting and we're going to have the second one. In the last few months, between August and November this year, we've had the visit of the Honorable Deputy Prime Minister of Nepal to India. We've had the visit of the Foreign Minister of Nepal to India. We've had the visit of His Excellency the Prime Minister of Nepal to India. We're going to have another visit of the Foreign Minister of Nepal to India in October for the Joint Commission which is chaired by the two foreign ministers. We're going to have another visit of His Excellency the Prime Minister of Nepal to India for the BRICS BIMSTEC Summit in Goa, mid-October. We are then going to have the visit of His Excellency the President of India to Nepal in early November and the visit of the President of Nepal. So can you imagine the extent of the relationship? I don't think India has had this kind of exchange with any other country in the world. And I doubt if Nepal has had this kind of exchange. So what does this tell you? It tells you the importance that both countries attach to this relationship. It's a very, very important relationship. And both countries are doing their utmost to take this relationship to a new level. So please understand this context. It's not one visit here or there. In the last few years, from both governments, there's a very strong desire.
Mr. Moderator of the program, Mr. Secretary of the Office, His Excellency Ambassador of India to Nepal. Since I was in Nepal giving a lot of bhashan, my throat is correct. Namaskar. First of all, I wish to extend my sincere thanks to Asian Institute of Diplomacy and Internal Affairs and the Embassy of India in Kathmandu for jointly organizing this seminar. I feel privileged to be invited by the organizers to this wonderful program as the chief guest. Before I enter into the main theme of today's discussion, I express my sincere appreciation to AIDIA for its constructive engagement in the field of foreign policy analysis and facilitating diplomatic dialogues. I also wish to thank all eminent speakers who took floor before me and delivered rich thoughts on the given topics. Coming to the main issue of today's discussion, I am confident that the recent state visit of Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal to India has remained fruitful in further strengthening bilateral relations and building mutual trust and confidence. In my personal view,
Minister, I am Govind Pokhel. I want to point out three things. First of all, I was not part of the delegation, I was just following the press. I think the goodwill visit by our Prime Minister to India was successful in building confidence at the political level. And confidence at the political level is very important for bringing in investment in Nepal. Number communique, because the communique signed by the Minister a year ago are practically the same. So what is important? I want to just talk about the delays in the only long time back, but then probably we need some kind of civil involvement, the civil society involvement soon, which is not an asset, it's a curse. We are a flood-rich country, not water-rich country. So, I mean, the opportunity for us is to cooperate in the sector of water resources to convert the curse of floods into cash in terms of food security, and food security is very important because of the growing population in both the countries. We have very high population density, and food security is very important. Navigation is the second sector, and of course, energy is a byproduct of food security and all that. Thank you very much.
I have one question for Surya sir. When you are proposing idea like BBI and Bangladesh, Bhutan, India and Nepal can come together for the joint investment and trade, do you think is it possible? Because as far as my knowledge is concerned, India is more happy to deal with these all regional players bilaterally than in the multilateral forums. So would it be remain as an hypothesis only, or it is going to be into a reality? My second question is that when we are talking about the trade and investment, why are we bothering with India? Why don't we talk about the trilateral trade and trilateral investments, where Chinese company can come together, where Indian company can come together in Nepal, and can jointly or trilaterally invest for the development of Nepal. And
I would like to thank Mr. Ranjit Ray for the excellent remarks. So we do not have the problem with India, but we have a problem with Nepalese, who says the Nepalese, who votes the Nepalese citizenships, and they do not work on behalf of Nepal. So India policy is good, we don't have national policy. This is our problem. My question is for Ranjit Ray. How close we are socially and culturally